The Social Housing Reform, Flexible Purchasing and Remedial Matters Bill is set down for second reading forthwith. The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to speak. I move that the Social Housing Reform, Flexible Purchasing and Remedial Matters Bill be now read a second time. Mr Speaker, I think there are a few things that we need to clear up. For the member that spoke at the end of the first reading, if he's sending people to Housing New Zealand to go on the wait list and wondering why they're standing in queues for so long, it's because he's sending them to the wrong place. That's now done at Work and Income. There is 147 Work and Income offices throughout New Zealand. They're frontline, so you can turn up there and that is where actually your assessment is done. So I think it's really important that you understand. Shout it out, get it out. I understand you're a bit angry about today because it hasn't gone quite as badly as you'd all hoped it would. But actually, so first of all, come on, bring it on, bring it on. All good? Finish the abuse yet? Get it out, get it out. Get the abuse out of your system. It's great.
Order,
yeah.
order. Now look, we'd actually like to hear the debate. So, the Honourable Paula Bennett.
Thank you very much. So, what I want to make clear is actually it's quite exciting what this bill can do. So this is not necessarily about buying the houses, but it might be. What it could be about is an organisation that wants to lease a house, yeah? So they currently either have land or they've got a house or they think they want to get more so they can provide for the very same people that we actually all do agree need more housing. So let's go from a bottom line. We all agree that there are vulnerable New Zealanders that need access to higher subsidised housing from government. So the argument is whether or not you think you should own them all, so government should own all of them. We think actually there's room in the market for community housing providers as well as government. So we don't abdicate our responsibility in any way, shape or form. In fact, I make a commitment that there's another $152 million that will be going in to actually help subsidise the accommodation of those that really need it. And we actually subsidise accommodation in this country to the tune of nearly $2 billion, and we're adding another $150 million. So we all agree that there are vulnerable New Zealanders that are not getting access to that heavily subsidised housing, and they should be. The disagreement we have is whether or not it all should be state-owned or whether or not there is room for community housing providers to also be doing that. We stand on this side and say there is most definitely room for community housing providers to actually be providing housing and wraparound services. So how do you do that? Ladies and gentlemen, how you do that is by doing this bill. So what this bill actually does is mean we can contract with those providers over a longer period of time, and for some that provide specialist services for certain cohorts, we can actually give them more money. So they have a guaranteed income that they can then either borrow against or lease against or provide more services. And community housing providers are saying that to us every day. We would like to be providing more housing, whether or not we get that from the government or not. Right? So whether or not it is about them building more themselves, going to partnerships, leasing properties, what they want from the government is a guarantee of income so that they can actually then use it against it. And that is what this bill does. This bill supports community housing providers as they are building the sector. It does not abdicate the government's responsibility to pay. In fact, on the record, make an obligation that we will pay more. What they needed and asked for was certainty, and this bill delivers it to them.